Thank you for joining us today and welcome back to WAMS Webinar Wednesdays. Today I'm joined by Kathleen Kvitek, WAMS Director of Training, and Jarem Shook, National Sales Manager at NetDocuments. Today we are going to teach you a little about why we love all that NetDocuments has to offer for our clients. So on the agenda for today, a little about NetDocuments, a demonstration of the platform, and then we'll go into a demo of SetBuilder and Collab Spaces, some new features we'll get to check out today. And for any of you unfamiliar, I'll share a little about us. We've been around since 1974. We work with small businesses and law firms, and we do specialize in IT for the legal industry. We keep our agreements friendly and always approach contracts with a win-win philosophy. Our team is comprised of experts with certifications in every platform we work with, and as always, WAMS is dedicated to the success of our clients. We measure our success by how well we take care of our clients. And before we begin, please send all questions to info@wamsinc.com. That's info@wamsinc.com. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jarem to tell us a little bit more about NetDocuments.
Thanks, Ashley. Yeah, a lot of firms wonder why they may need a document management system. Not everybody's familiar with that. So I just wanted to touch real quickly on a few things that a document management system can provide for you. So first off is just a great place to store all of your documents, emails, and communications in one centralized location. So you can have kind of a global matter file that's consistent across your firm. So you get rid of all that disorganization that firms typically have of having documents saved on their local machine, on a shared server, maybe in a Dropbox or a OneDrive and multiple locations, and bring that all together into one spot so everything's easy to find. It also gives you the ability to work from anywhere when you have a cloud-based system like NetDocuments. So with lots of us working from home with all the COVID stuff going on, being able to access your documents natively from anywhere is a really big deal right now. And so that's another advantage that you'll get with the document management system. The other piece is being able to collaborate easily with your clients and others outside the firm, while also maintaining security around that, making sure that your documents are safe and secure, but also easily being able to easily collaborate with your clients and others is huge. One other thing, a lot of firms I talk to say that version control becomes an issue, right? You're always adding a version number or a date or something at the end of the file name, but then you end up with maybe dozens of files. You finally get to the one that you think is the final version, but then turns out there's actually another one that becomes the final. And so you have a document that's named, the document name with final after the end, or no, really, this is the final. So we want to definitely get away from that and show you some ways to be able to manage those versions more efficiently and keep a good history of those. And then you want to have a legal specific solution, right? There's a lot of the things on the market like your Dropbox and OneDrive. They're a great place to just store your documents, but they're not legal specific and they don't really help you have the tools you need to be efficient. And that's something that a document management system will provide for you. A couple other things along the lines of law firms and what your team needs. So you want to be able to have an easy to use and intuitive way to access your documents from anywhere and on any device. So whether you're on your phone, your iPad, your laptop, or whatever other way you want to work, we want to make it very seamlessly easy for you to do that. And also provide a way that's very secure to do that. So we've seen a lot of data breaches over the past couple of years, and we want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you and your firm. So we want to have a secure platform that allows you to work not only efficiently, but securely. And the last thing there would just be a solution that's tried and true. So much like WAMS, who's been around for a very long time, NetDocuments has been around for a long time as well. We started in the late 90s, so been around for over 20 years. Trusted by thousands of law firms across the country and some of the biggest law firms in the world. So here's a few of the different security and compliance measures that we have in place. SOC 2 is one of those that you'll see quite often, but we've actually gone above and beyond that, and we're actually SOC 2 Plus certified, which is additional requirements that some of the biggest banks and other corporations in the world have demanded additional security measures there, and we're one of the very few that actually meet those requirements. We also have additional certifications on the horizon that we're very close to receiving as well. And so as you have clients that are demanding more and more security from you to become your client, we're able to be your security partner in that and help you pass their audits and their security requirement checklists. So we're happy to partner with you in that and help you provide that security to win those clients. And lastly, NetDocuments wants to meet you where you are and simplify how you work. So we know that not everybody works in the same way. And while we started, as a cloud-based system being solely in the browser, we realized not everybody works that way. And so we've added multiple different ways for you to work with and interact with your documents and other information that you need there at the firm. And we really bring that cloud to you in whatever platform you like to work. And so we'll go ahead and take a look at a few of those ways today. And let's go ahead and dive into the demo.
All right, hi everybody. I'm just going to give you a short demo about using NetDocs. It's, I feel, a really user-friendly document management system. It just takes a little bit of training and to get to your matters and do some of the most key things you need is really straightforward. So what we're looking at right now is a custom homepage. Each NetDocuments user has the ability to customize their own homepage. So what you're looking at right now are favorite matters, a section that was created with some additional current and favorite matters. Over on the right, you're going to see favorited, saved searches, favorited documents, and each of these little sections that you see can be customized by you individually. So it's really one of my absolute favorite features of the document management world, and at least the document management systems that I work with and train. NetDocuments is the only one that has this truly customizable homepage this way. So I'll show you how to add some favorites just because, again, I think it's a really great tool for everybody using NetDocuments. But I want to show you the easiest way to get to your matters. You will always see in NetDocuments at the top of the screen the orange "Go to a Matter." It's where I start all my training, and it makes it really simple for users to find their documents. There are other great tools like searching and using the global search features for text, full text searching. But to get to one of your matter workspaces, that's what it's called, a matter workspace, you can type in the name or the number of the matter. So we're going to look up Rich Industries, and I'm just going to type in Rich or start typing it in, and you see that it starts giving me suggestions for based on what I'm typing in for the results. And we're going to go ahead and choose Rich Industries. Now, if I want to look up the matter because I don't remember the name or the number, or I want to see a list of all the matters that have been set up, you can always use the 3 dots ellipses, which will take you to a lookup table. So if I click on that, here's the lookup table. NetDocs likes to show you your recently looked up items. If you want to see all, you just click all, and then it will show you a list of every matter that was created for that particular client. So we're going to use Maserati versus Rich Industries. And then I didn't even have to click go. It immediately takes me to the workspace. So one of the really great things about NetDocuments are all the different ways that you can view a matter. You're in the Rich Industries Maserati versus Rich Industries workspace right now. And what you're looking at right now is something called the summary view. And we have expanded some of these doc types or searches here: correspondence, appeal, affidavit. I'm going to close those up. I kind of feel like sometimes that's a little busy. So what you're looking at right now are places where documents have been saved in this matter. It's giving you a result for how many documents have been saved to each and every one of these document types. So if you wanted to go into a particular document type, you can click either just next to the doc type, and it shows you a list view of just a few of the most top key matters. The number that's displayed can be changed. Or if you select directly on top of the doc type, it takes you to a complete list of everything that was saved in that doc type. Now, this is browser-based, So if I want to go back to where I was before, I can always click the back arrow on the top, or you will always see the name of the matter when you're in a folder or in a doc type. And if you click on it, it'll take you back to the workspace. I call it the workspace homepage. At this point in time, if I click this button here, this will take me to a list view, and it will show me a list of every single document that was saved in this matter, regardless of what document type it was assigned to. So what you are seeing here is that you have the ability to view your documents in multiple ways, depending on what your needs are. And there are many other things you can do as far as viewing, but it's something you cannot do in other document management systems, and you certainly cannot do with Windows Explorer. So NetDocuments gives you many different tools to view documents and get the results you're looking for. And it's all about just using the different view buttons and playing around and getting used to it. So that was the go-to matter. Now, I mentioned to you that you can make favorites very easily and customize that homepage anytime you select something. So I selected, and I've gone into the Rich Industries, Maserati versus Rich Industries matter, and you'll notice that there's a star here. It's already orange. That means it's already been set as a favorite. If I go to, we'll go into deposition here, and I want to make a particular document a favorite, you'll see that there's a gray star. I click on it, it's now orange. If I change my mind, I click it off again. But as soon as I click that, it becomes a favorite. And when I go back to the home page, you'll see that it's going to be added to favorite items. Although there are several ways to get back to the home page, including here, which says home, another one of my favorite ways, because it kind of helps people center themselves when working with the document management system. If you get kind of lost and you've clicked around and you don't really know where you're at and you just want to get back to your home page to sort of start over again, I always like to remind everybody that if you click on the logo in the upper right, so it should, if you use NetDocuments, your logo, your firm's logo should be up there. You click on it, it'll take you back to your home page. So I kind of use this little expression, when in doubt, go home. So it's now taking you back to the home page. And it's an easy thing to remember. It kind of sticks when someone's learning a new document management system. So here we have the home page again. I added the Rich Industries deposition to the favorite items. That's where it's going to go by default. If you add a matter, it shows up by default in favorite workspaces, but you can then drag and drop them to these other sections that have been created. Now, these customized sections that have been created are done through the customized layout. So you can create as many of these sections as you want. You can run a search and save. So I'm going to demo to you one final thing about NetDocuments today and then hand it over to Jarem. But I can't go without showing you one of the most key important features of NetDocuments, and that is the ability to search your entire firm database. Just by going up top here from the home page, if I type in a word, I'm going to type in agreement. It's going to search the entire cabinet, is actually the NetDocuments term for it. Database is another way of describing it, by name right now, because that's what it's defaulted to. So if I type in agreement and I just press enter, it's going to search every document in your system that and provide for me a list of documents that have the word agreement in the name. Now over on the left, you have this wonderful filtering capability. So if you know you want to filter by a particular author, a particular client or matter, you can just go over here and start narrowing it down, or by specific doc types, who it was created by. So for example, we'll go over here to client, and maybe we'll see if we can find Rich Industries in the list. I guess agreement comes up quite a bit in this list, but it doesn't really matter. I can pick any one of these just to demonstrate to you. So we'll try this Macmillan Toys. So it tells me there's 1,004 documents in Macmillan Toys that contains the word agreement. So now I'm narrowing down my list, and I can narrow it down further with the filter here by matter and so on. So you can do a broad search of your entire database, and then with the filtering on the left-hand side of your screen, you can very quickly get to the results that you're looking for. Now, I did a name search. Up top here, you can also do a full text everything search. That's what this means, everything. So if your cabinet is set up to also convert or make all PDFs searchable, pretty much your entire system is searchable by text. Word documents are always searchable, of course, spreadsheets, PowerPoint presentations, but as you know, some PDFs are not. But NetDocuments has the capability to even make any PDF that was not searchable and was a scanned image only, it can also be made searchable. So your capabilities with the NetDocument system to find documents is just taken to a level that's just not possible with NetDocuments. So if you run a search, just to say here for you finally, you are able to save the search. You can save the search, name it, and then when you go back to your home page, if I had chosen to save it, it would be over here in favorite items, and then I could drag it over here to maybe my reports, which I have done set up here for saved searches. So you can just save pretty much anything, and your home page is your place to go whenever you're looking for anything. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jarem, who's going to be teaching you about some newer features of NetDocuments. But I just wanted to give you an overview so you could see some of the top key features that makes working with NetDocuments so great.
Perfect. Thanks, Kathleen. And I really like this homepage as well. And one of the reasons is that it keeps all your most important information just one click away. So for example, if I want to go back to that matter that we were just looking at, it's one simple click here on my favorite workspaces, and I'm right back into that Maserati versus Rich Industries matter. So it makes it really quick and easy to get to where you're going. So one last thing I want to show you real quick, and then I'm going to dive into a couple of newer tools. But I wanted to point out real quick, I mentioned versioning earlier. I wanted to show you what that looks like. So right underneath the title of your document, you have a version number here. So in this case, I have 17 versions of this document. So if you're just using a Windows File Explorer, you're going to see 17 different documents there, all with slightly different names, and you got to figure out which one of those is the one you're actually looking for. With NetDocuments, you're going to see the most recent one right here by default, or I can just click on that version 17 or that V17 there, and now I can see all the different versions of that document going back to version 1, a year and a half ago. So this tells me who created that version, when they created that. I can even put notes on what changed in that version, and even put a version name or title there as well. So very quick and easy way to keep track of what version you're on and know which one is actually the final version. From there, I wanted to show a couple of newer features. So one would be our Collab Spaces. So having this workspace that's matter-centric, so I've got all of my information here in this one spot, that's fantastic. But what happens when I need to involve a client or someone else outside the firm in some of these discussions and in reviewing some of these documents? So we created a tool called Collab Spaces that allows us to create a space that we can collaborate with clients and others outside of firms. So if I click on that Collab Spaces tab up here, you'll see I have a collab space that I've already created. If I want to add a new collab space, I can just click on Add Collab Space, give it a name and a description if I'd like, and I can even add a logo. So if I wanted to have my client's logo there, I could go ahead and add their logo to it as well. But let's go ahead and just jump into this one that I've already created, these documents for Richie Rich. And you can see here I have multiple documents that I want to share with my client. So I can simply add those from the workspace just by saying share externally, adds them to my my collab space here. And then I just send a link to Richie Rich and say, hey, here's those documents we need to review together. He can then pull those up and take a look at those directly from here. Another really cool thing with these collab spaces is I may need to gather some documents from Richie. So I can just say, hey, can you just upload those documents right into that collab space? So it's a very secure way to gather those documents. You're putting them directly into the system where they are wrapped in the encryption and all of our other security measures that we have in place. So it keeps that information very secure for you. And then you can either leave those in here in the collab space, or you could move those out into the workspace if it's not something that your client needs access to moving forward. So really good tool for sharing, gathering documents, and collaborating with clients or others outside the firm. The other tool that I wanted to take a look at real quick is called SetBuilder. So again, it's another one of our tabs up here at the top. This one's just says sets on it, but this is our SetBuilder tool. And you can see here I have a few different document sets that I've created. So whether you do real estate closings, corporate formations, you need a board of directors package, a motion to dismiss, estate plans, trial binders, whatever types of documents that you're assembling into a group, you can create a binder for that right within NetDocuments. So let's go ahead and take a look at this trial binder, for example. I can come in here and create an outline of the documents that I need included for this trial. So I can go in here, if we hit my edit button, I can come in and add placeholders. So these ones that are in brackets are placeholders for me. The other ones I've already added documents to. So I can go ahead and rearrange these and put them in the order that I want, make them subcategories of another document. However I want to organize that, I can simply do that right here. And then as I gather those documents, I can add those right to the placeholder as well. So you just hit set document and either select that from your workspace, or if you haven't uploaded it yet, you can go ahead and just select it from your flash drive or wherever you've got that, and it will upload it into NetDocuments and add it to your document set. Once you've got that all created, you may want to use the same type of binder for another matter. So you can also just duplicate that that binder, just clone that to another matter and reuse the outline. So you don't have to copy over the documents. You can clone just the heading or the outline here and then add the documents for that specific matter from there as well. So it takes a lot of time out of creating those binders. And rather than having to print everything off and manually create your binder, you're now creating it electronically. So you can just go, in this case, in your courtroom, pull up your iPad and you've got all your documents together in a set there as well. So once you're done assembling your outline here, you've added the documents that you want to use, you can hit this binder button to generate that binder and then pull up the binder to look at it right from there as well. So it combines all of those documents into one single PDF file for you that's bookmarked. So you can see I've got my title page there. I've got an index page that's just like that outline that I created. Or I can use my bookmarks over here and I can just jump right to individual documents throughout my document set here. So it makes it really easy to get right to what you're looking for rather than flipping through a bunch of pages in a paper binder or file that you may have created. So that's really a quick overview of SetBuilder. You know, we're happy to schedule a time to go through it more with you more in depth if it's something that you'd like to learn more about. But the last thing that I wanted to touch on real quick, well, a couple things real quick. So what we've shown you today is all kind of in the browser interface. Like I mentioned, we do want to meet you where you are, and so we do tie into all of your Office applications. If you want to work directly from Word, PowerPoint, Excel, you can access your documents from there, access your home page, your favorites, and everything right from there. We have great tools for filing your email. But the other thing that I wanted to touch on today was our mobile apps. So we have these both for iOS and Android devices. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull up my iPad real quick and show you a couple of quick things here. So I guess it would help if I turned on my iPad. There we go. Let's get this rotated to the right direction. And there we go. So here we are in my iPad. So one thing I'll show you real quickly is just accessing your documents through here. So you've got a NetDocuments app. You'll see that ND down there at the bottom. And you can also access these directly through your Office applications as well. But let's take a look at the app here real quick. So again, you'll notice on the left-hand side, I've got my home page. So I've got all my recent and favorite matters there. I've got my different cabinets I can go to. I even have an offline folder as well. So maybe if I'm jumping on a plane, I don't want to pay for the Wi-Fi, or it doesn't ever work well for me anyway. So I want to just make these documents available offline. You'll see up in the top right, I've got just a little button there I can tap, and now that document is available offline for me as well. So really quick and easy to be able to work with your documents here. You can preview any of your recent documents like I'm doing here, but then maybe I want to edit that document. In this case, maybe I want to change the date on there. So I just tap that edit option up at the top, and then I can edit that either as the current version, or I can go ahead and create a new version from that right now as well. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this as the current version. And we are a cloud storage provider for Microsoft, meaning that we hand that document off directly from our app right into the Microsoft app, and I can then make my edits and it will save directly back into NetDocuments. So we are the only document management system that can do that direct handoff. Let me come in here and I'm going to go ahead and change that date. Instead of this being June 17th, I want this to be June 29th. So we'll go ahead and change that. And then let me just highlight some text here as well, just something that's visible for us. And then we'll jump back over into that preview and you can see how this automatically just saves back into the system very seamlessly. So I don't have to hit save or anything. I just back out of that into my app. Perfect. And then here's our document, back into the cloud in NetDocuments. We've got the font color changed and the date updated, just like I did just a moment ago, and you see how seamless and instant that was. So really easy to work from your iPad. A lot of attorneys I've talked with love that SetBuilder tool to be able to go in and create their trial binder and then just pull it up right here in the NetDocuments app in the courtroom. They can even make it available offline. I understand a lot of courtrooms don't have the greatest Wi-Fi, and so they can just make that available offline, pull up their iPad, and they've got all their documents right there, quick and easy. They don't have to lug a big old binder into their trials. And the other thing that I wanted to show you while we're here in the iPad is our Outlook integration as well. So I mentioned a moment ago, you can file your emails from Outlook on your computer, but a lot of us are filing emails from our devices, right? From our phones or our iPads, or at least we would like to be filing them from there, right? I typically read my email as much on my phone as I do on my computer. So right from your inbox here, you can go ahead and select the email that you're working on. Just tap that ellipses up in the top right, and you see a ND mail option right there. So that's our predictive email filing tool. And what that will do is take a look at the contents of that email, sender, receiver, subject, even the attachments that may be there. And then it will make predictions on where you want to save that to right from here. So I can go ahead and pull up my predictions here, go ahead and just tap on the location that I want to save that to, hit file, and that then saves that email directly into NetDocuments for me, and I can move on with my day. So super seamless and easy to be able to save those emails directly in, regardless of if you're on the road, working from home, or wherever you may be. Great way to be able to file your emails as well as work on your documents. And then you can see at the bottom there, it does let you know that that item was filed into NetDocuments for you. So that's a quick overview of some of the newer features that we have with NetDocuments. Again, we're happy to set up a more in-depth demo if there's anything else that you'd like to see, and we're happy to answer any questions that you have as well. With that, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Ashley.
Thank you, Jarem. And once again, if you have any questions, please email info@wamsinc.com and we will get back to you as quickly as possible. Thank you again for joining us today, and thank you to Jarem and Kathleen for taking the time to show us all this robust platform has to offer. Our next webinar will be on September 30th at 10 a.m., so keep an eye out for that invite.